Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I have a Ford Transit Connect 2011 and it is quite difficult to get hold of things for it because I'm getting a little bit old now. It's over 10 years old. So I purchased these alloy wheels off eBay, which were around £140. I originally wanted 17-inch, so I've settled for the 16-inch version of these Ford alloys. They've come off the Ford Mondeo with the same stud pattern, which is a 108 PCD I think. So what we're going to do is get them refurbished on the cheap, on a budget. So it's probably cost me about £20, a bit less than that maybe, just to buy some paint. So I'll be using like rattle cans, in other words spray cans, to be using them. And we should get these alloys back on the van once everything's dried and everything. I'm going to show you the van now, and you'll see why I'm changing the wheels in a minute. So here we go, this is one of the wheels on the van. As you can see, I've sprayed it black, but I did do the front one here. I managed to paint these a few months ago just to tidy them up, but obviously the back ones are letting it down quite a bit, and I needed to I got fed up with replacing wheel trims as well. Done the front bumper as well, painted it. There you can see the two front ones look nearly new. You get to the back, and there again I've used up the spray paint for the wheels that I used at the front on this one. You can see how I've got it on the studs there. A little bit fed up because it was just going totally rubbish at this point. So yeah, these back ones are a lot scraggier than the front ones. They're buckled in places. So I thought, well, might as well just get the alloys. Solves a lot of problems. This was the wheel trim that was on the van. I had 4 of them, I have 1 left now, so like I said, I decided to buy some alloys. So there you go. Here we are, these are the wheels that I picked up off eBay. They need a good rub down first, so we're using a 180 grit sandpaper. You can use wet and dry if you have some of that. That might be a bit easier, but this is just what I've got on hand to use. I'm just going to work my way around all the spokes and the rims to give it a bit of key ready for the primer. This will also help get a few of the scratches out. There are some deep gouges in the rims where they've been curbed, so I've used some 60 grit, 80 grit and 100 grit on those to get them down a bit, but I've not got them down perfectly. If they're too deep, unfortunately that happens with alloy wheels. So we're just working his way around, and you can use your finger in the holes and just wiggle it around to try and get a bit of key in there as well with the sandpaper. Now you probably noticed I've left the centre cap in. All you need to do is push it through with your fingers. It should just pop out like that. If you can't get your fingers in, just use the handle of the screwdriver, which will give you a little bit of force behind it, and it'll just pop out straight away. So yeah, this is just basically the boring bit, so speed it up a bit now. You can watch me sand the wheels. Now what we're doing is using some standard thinners and a rag just to clean up the wheels now. This will help remove all the dust and all the debris. There was quite a few tar spots on which don't sand out right well, so this thinners does remove them tar spots quite easily. Let's give it a good rub down, making sure you get into all the spokes and all the nitty gritty areas. Then next, of course, you've got to do the masking tape. So one way of doing this is to use small strips. I mean, I'm holding the camera here, so bear with me. And what you do is you tuck them right under the rim. Of course, the masking tape is all straight, so you've got to try and get it right under the rim. And you can see a little bit of a corner of it sticking out, so you just get another piece and overlap them slightly, or at least an inch or two, and do again. And then again you see a gap at the left hand side, so you do the same again with another piece, overlapping it, and so on. Work your way around the wheel that way. If you do try and use a bigger piece, you have to try and push the masking tape into the rim like that. There is another way of doing this, which is to use a piece and just hold it as straight as you can to get it tucked under the rim, and then just use your finger to bring it round. And there you can see it creasing because it can't bend. So now once you've done all the wheel, all you need to do is use bigger lengths and just work your way around the wheel, of the tyre should I say, and work your way around. This doesn't take as long as it did to do the rim. And once you've done all that, you go around the edge of the tyre as well, so that you don't get any overspray onto the tyre or anything. And the next thing to do is the valve. The way I do that is make a tube out of masking tape. Now the sticky side is on the outside. This will help it slide over the valve. You can make these as a bit smaller than this. This was a bit tricky to get in, but with a little manipulation and a bit of twisting here and there, it slid into the hole where the valve is and went right down. And then I just used a bit of tape over the top of the cap bit to obviously stop the spray getting onto the cap like that. So once you've done all that, you're more or less ready for spraying. You just need to check it, make sure you've got it all sanded and everything. So this is a primer, grey primer that I'm using. As you can see, there's a wheel on the right that's already been done. I must say that this primer has a fantastic deep grey colour. It was almost tempting to leave it like this, but I decided to do something else. All you need to do, depending on what kind of wheel you've got, but you just need to work your way around methodically, making sure you cover all the areas evenly. I'm just using short strokes and short bursts. Like I say, you need to make sure you cover all the areas of the spokes so that there's no paint showing through from the old paint of the wheel, should I say. With it being silver, it obviously makes it a little bit easier, because when the grey goes on top it shows through anyway, just silver. So this is a good way of finding out how you've done it. Quite easily just turn the wheel round as well, and then you can see the undersides of the spokes as well to see if you've missed any areas. It's always worth letting them dry as well once you've done the primering, and maybe giving them another coat if you feel it's necessary. This primer that I've got has literally done it in one coat. There's been no runs or anything, it's just applied to the wheel quite well. I was really happy with the result on the first wheel, so I'll continue to use this primer. So here you can see I've primed all the wheels ready for the top coat. So I'm going to be using a metallic grey, which is a gunmetal grey. You can use anything you want. You could actually just give the wheels a clear coat of clear coat if you wanted to keep the original grey. But yeah, I'm going to be using this gunmetal metallic spray. So again, just using even strokes, work your way around the wheel, and again you can turn the wheel around if you need to, so you can see the underside of the spokes and see if you've covered it evenly enough. But like I said, once you've worked your way around, you'll be able to see where you've done quite clearly, and this going on to a grey primer as well will really make the colour pop, and they'll really make the wheels look great compared to what they were like originally. As you can see, they look a lot different now. Really sets off the van, and looks a lot better now. I've redone the bumpers and the plastics a little bit just to tidy it up. So yeah, that's what it looks like now. Completely different. One thing I will mention, if you are going to put alloys on and change from the steel to alloys, you need to put some new wheel nuts on. You need special alloy wheel nuts. These are chrome. As you can see, it sets it off really well. So there you go. There we go. The wheels are on the van, as I've just shown you, and they look really good now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like I said earlier, if you're looking for a professional job, then you need to go to a specialist who's dealing in doing this kind of stuff. But I mean, the age of the wheels, the age of the van is probably not the best, or should I say not worth really spending that amount of money on. This is just like a cheap DIY job for making improvements to how things look on the van and things like that. It does actually drive a lot better with these alloys on anyway. It's a better ride. So yeah, it's made a big improvement of the way it looks, and the rider's quality is a lot better than it was. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Why not give us a big thumbs up and like it, and don't forget to subscribe if you can. Thanks for watching.